Congratulations. If you've made it this far, I'm very proud of you. Many, many, many people do not make it to algebra. They drop out before they've gotten here. So if you've made it to video 13, you're something special. So let's go. Now, I want you to please shake out those ideas from your head that algebra is so hard and terrible and mean and ugly. I want you to forget about it. Algebra can be an awful lot of fun, and I'm going to prove it to you. So come with me to the board, and let's take a look at a few things. I want to do a little review first. First of all, we know multiplication. Sometimes you see it like that, the dot. So that means multiply. Often when you see parentheses, it means multiply. If you saw 2 in parentheses times 3, that means multiply. This means multiply. So these are other symbols for multiplication. And here, remember this one? This is does not equal, does not equal. Here's equal, and here's is not equal to. This is greater than. 3 is greater than 1. And I can always tell which is the larger number because of the opening here. If this is the greater opening, that's where the larger number is. And 1 is less than 2. Again, here's the smaller part, here's the larger opening. So this is greater than, this is less than. Greater than, less than. Okay, let's take a look at another thing, and that is, I want you to take a look at these. Remember these squares? A squared would be A times A, and Z to the third power would be Z times Z times Z. Okay? Okay, that's my big review. Now, let's combine like terms. We're going to combine like terms. Take a look at all these letters and numbers. Here we have 2A plus 3B plus 4C plus 12 plus 6A plus 4B minus 2C plus 16. Now don't get scared, don't get nervous just because it's a bunch of letters. I don't want you to be nervous. I want you to take a look because all we are going to do with this is we are going to combine like terms. So I want you to make believe that all the A's are apples, all the B's are bananas, all the C's are carrots, and all the numbers here, just the plain old numbers, they're money. And we're going to put all the like terms together. So we want to make sure that we don't put the apples with the bananas or the carrots with the money. So here we have the A's. So let's combine like terms. Let me use a different color here. Let's say we'll put the 2A with the 6A. Okay? 2A with the 6A. And let's put 3B with the 4B. Okay? We're going to put the bananas with the bananas, the apples with the apples, and then we're going to put the carrots with the carrots. And we're going to put the money together too. And how do we do it? Simple. We say 2A plus 6A. And how many A is that? Why, that's 8A. And then we say 3B plus 4B. And how many B is that? Why, that's 7B. And then we say 4C minus 2C. That means I have 4 carrots, I'm taking away 2. That leaves me with 2C. And then I say 12 and 16. Why, that's 28. So here we go. We've got 8A plus 7B plus 2C plus 28. And that's all I did. All I did was combine the like terms. Combine the like terms. Okay, let's do another one. Let's see if you can do it. Let's say that we have 6D plus 4F minus 3D plus 5F plus 16. Okay, we're going to combine the like terms. Let's make believe that the D's are dogs and the F's are francs. So here we have 6D minus 3D. And I'm going to switch back again. What do we've got? If we've got 6 dogs and we take away 3 dogs, well then we have 3D. And if we have 4F and we add 5F, if we have 4 francs and we add 5 francs, we've got 9 francs. And then 16, can we add it to anything? No. It just kind of stands by itself. So we'll just leave it like that. And now we've combined like terms. We have 3D plus 9F plus 16. 3D plus 9F plus 16. You got the idea? This is called combining like terms. Combining like terms. Now, we're going to be doing some substituting. So I want you to come over here and I want you to take a look at some of our substitute problems. Now, I know that some of you are looking at these and you're saying, oh no, it's those letters again. I want you to imagine letters as, how do you say it, substitute teacher? You know, if a teacher is sick, you get a substitute in the classroom. Well, guess what? The number's sick, and these letters are substitutes, okay? So they're just substitute numbers. Will you look at it like that? Okay, let's try to see if you can do substitution. I think these are a lot of fun. Take a look. We have 2 plus x equals what if x equals 3? So we have 2 plus x equals what? Oh, it's a terrible question mark. Equals what if x equals 3? So all we're going to do is substitute. Instead of saying an x, we're going to have a 3. If x equaled 3, what would 2 plus 3 equal? Well, 2 plus 3 would equal 5. And that's all they're asking you to do. They want you to substitute this value of x for x and tell us what the answer would be. Well, 2 plus 3 would be 5. Let's try it again. Let's take a look at the next problem. Here it says 2 times x equals what? What would it equal if x equaled 4? So this is 2 times x equals what? What would it equal if x equaled 4? So this is 2 times x, but we are going to substitute 4 for x. So we're going to say 2 times 4 equals what? 8. If x equaled 4, then 2 times 4 would equal 8. Fun, huh? Let's do another one. Let's say, and here it is, we have x plus y equals what? X plus y equals what? If x equals 2, and if y equaled 3. So we're going to substitute. We're going to substitute 2 for x and 3 for y. And 2 plus 3 is 5. So if x was 2 and y was 3, and we were going to add them together, we would get 5. Let's try another one. In fact, let's erase these, and let's go on with the next one. We have 2x plus y equals what? If x is 1 and y is 0. Remember, these are substitution problems. So what am I going to do? I'm going to substitute. And how am I going to do it? Well, this is 2 times x plus y. And what is x? X is 1. And what's y? Y is 0. So 2 times 1 plus 0 equals 2. 2 times 1 is 2 plus 0 is 2. So what would the answer be if 2x plus y, what would 2x plus y equal if x equal 1, y equals 0? It would equal 2. Let's try another. Let's say 2x minus y equals what? If x equals 3 and y equals 1. Again, 2 times 3. X is 3. Y is 1. So it's 2 times 3 minus 1. 2 times 3 minus 1 equals what? 2 times 3 is 6. 6 minus 1 equals 5. 5 is my answer. 5 is my answer. So let's try one more. What happens if we have something like this? 2xy equals what? If x is 1, y is 0. Well, it's 2 times 1 times 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 0 is 0. Okay, let's go on. One more thing I want to show you in this video, and that's something called algebra etiquette. This is order of operation. Whenever we're doing mathematical sentences called equations, we're going to go through them 3 times. And the first time we're only going to do what's in parentheses. So we're going to do parentheses and exponents first. parentheses and exponents first. The second time we go through it, we're going to do multiplication and division. The third time we go through it, we're going to do addition and subtraction. And if you forget this, don't worry, you're not the only one. Someone invented a great mnemonic device, and they say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Take a look why. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Here we go. Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. We're going to go through the equation 3 times. First time doing only what's in the parentheses and the exponents. The second time multiplication and division. And the third time addition and subtraction. And if you forget that order, you can remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So here is the problem. We have 2 plus 3 plus 5 times 5 plus 8 divided by 2. Oh, excuse me, 2 squared. So what I want to do is the first time I go through the problem, I'm only going to do what's in parentheses and also the exponent. Those are the only things I'm going to solve. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Plus 5 times 5, I just bring everything else down. And then I say 2 to the second power is 2 times 2, or 4. So this is finished, and this is finished. The next time I go through the problem, I am going to do my multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. So I say 5 plus 5 times 5 is 25, plus 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then I can add and subtract. 5 plus 25 is 30, 30 plus 2 is 32. And what have I done? The first time I went through it, I only solved what was in the parentheses and the exponent. The next time, I only did my multiplication and division. And the last time, I just added and subtracted. Let's do one more. Actually, there was no subtraction in that one, but if there was, I would have added and subtracted. Let's take 3 plus 6 divided by 3 plus 4 squared times 2. There are no parentheses, so the first time all I do is solve my exponent. 3 plus 6 divided by 3 plus 4 times 4 is 16 times 2, because 4 squared equals 4 times 4. So that's all I've done. The second time, I'm only going to do my multiplication and division. Here's division, here's multiplication. 3 plus 6 divided by 3 is 2, plus 16 times 2 is 32. And the last time, my addition and subtraction, we only have addition. 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 32 equals 37. Now please go to the Learn Math Quickly Workbook 4, here's Workbook 4, and get some practice. Please do Part 1, that's pages 6 through 8, and Part 2, that's pages 9 through 11. And remember to check your answers at the end of the chapter, and then please come back for Part 2. Welcome back to the second part of video 13. We're going to be talking about positive and negative numbers today. So let me tell you that if I only had $6 in my bank account and I didn't know it, and I wrote a check for $12, the bank would send me a statement at the end of the month saying that I owe them $6. Minus 6 is what they would tell me. I have minus $6 in the bank. And if I decided that I wanted to go to New York for New Year's Eve, and I went on New Year's Eve, and here's the thermometer. Here it is at 0. Well, let's say we go to New York on New Year's Eve. We're going to end up with probably about 20 degrees that night. And if that night I decided, well, let's also go to Rochester, probably we'll end up with minus 20 degrees that night. So there's negative and positive numbers in life, especially when it comes to the weather. Here are the negative numbers, and here are the positive numbers. Especially get them with money and weather and temperature. Today we're going to be learning how to add and subtract and multiply and divide them. So get ready. Now I want to warn you, if you follow the rules, you can't go wrong. Follow the rules, you can't go wrong. And the rules are on page 64. Page 64 is where the rules are. So here we go. You don't need to look at page 64 right now. What you need to do is listen to me because I'm going to show you how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide signed numbers. Here we go. If we had plus $6 in the bank and we decided to add $6 more, we would end up with $12. What did I do? Like signs, I put the sign in the answer and I just add the numbers. Like signs, here they are. If I have minus 6 degrees and it goes down another 6, my goodness, I'll have minus 12 degrees. Like signs, I add the numbers and put the sign in the answer. And here we go. Here we have unlike signs. Unlike signs, all I do, are you ready for this? This is addition of signed numbers. If I have unlike signs, I put the sign of the larger number in the answer. 6 is larger than 3. And then I subtract the numbers. So if I had if it was minus 6 degrees, and all of a sudden it went up 3 degrees, it would be minus 3 degrees. And what did I do? I subtracted these numbers and put the sign of the larger number in the answer. Now, sometimes they put the larger number on the bottom. And if they do that, you can still subtract. 3 minus 6, and the sign of the larger number goes in the answer. And that's how I add signed numbers. They're like signs, I just add them up, put the sign in the answer. If they're unlike signs, well then I have to subtract and put the sign of the larger number in the answer. Now I need to know how to do that because when I get to subtraction of signed numbers, we are actually going to be doing some addition. Now I know my students say, oh teacher, and I tell them, follow the rules. Don't think, just follow the rules. Here we have a subtraction problem. We have a plus 6 and we're minusing a minus 2. And the rule for subtraction of signed numbers is change the sign of the bottom number and follow the rule for addition. Change the sign of the bottom number and follow the rule for addition. So we have a plus 6 and we're going to add a plus 2. We're going to change the sign of the bottom number and follow the rule for addition. Now when the signs are the same, the rule is just to add them up and put that sign in the answer. So what did I do? I changed the sign of the bottom number, follow the rule for addition. And here I have a minus 6. I'm going to change the sign of the bottom number and follow the rule for addition. The rule for addition says when you have unlike signs, you put the sign of the larger number in the answer and you subtract. 6 minus 2 is 4. So my answer becomes minus 4. Remember to follow the rules. And my favorite is multiplication and division. And that's what we're going to go over next. Usually, when you like something, you get a positive response. When you don't like something, you end up with a negative response. And it's the same thing with multiplication and division of signed numbers. When you multiply like signs, you get a positive answer. When you multiply unlike signs, you get a negative answer. So if you have plus 3 and you multiply it by a plus 3, you'll get a plus 9. If you have a minus 3 and you multiply it by a minus 3, you'd get a minus 9. If you have a plus 3 times a minus 3, oh, excuse me, I made a mistake. These are like signs, so you keep a positive answer. Watch what happens when you have negative signs. Plus 3 times a minus 3 will give you a minus 9. If you had a minus 3 times a plus 3, you'd end up with a minus 9. Here are unlike signs. Plus times minus is minus. Minus times plus is minus. But plus times plus is plus. And minus times minus is plus. Why? Like signs, positive answer. Unlike signs, negative answer. So that's with multiplication and division of signed numbers. Please go to the Learn Math Quickly Workbook 4. I want you to go over the rules, that's on page 12, and then do part 1 on pages 13 to 14, and part 2 on pages 15 to 16, and you can do test 1, page 17, test 2, page 19. Check your answers at the back of the chapter, and see you for video 14.